Over the past few decades, the Israeli-Gaza border has been one of the most unstable and dangerous areas in the world. This region is at the center of an ongoing ethnic conflict and a hub for violence and terror. In 2006, Hamas, a world-recognized terror organization, brutally seized control over Gaza and immediately called for the elimination of Israel and the murder of all Jews worldwide. Unfortunately, the Gaza population has been suffering ever since. As the 2018 Jewish holiday of Passover and Christian celebration of Easter was about to set in, Hamas's military wing launched a calculated campaign with hopes of distracting its population from its daily suffering and masking their failures to provide basic services like food, shelter, and even water. Their goal was simple: to storm the border with tens of thousands of innocent people and to infiltrate the security fence in order to attack nearby Israeli communities. Hamas used over 250 buses and loaded school children, hospital patients, and rounded up any civilian they could find and forced them into danger. Their twisted logic dictated that even if they failed to infiltrate the border, then at least Palestinians would be killed in the process, and their deaths could be used to target Israel in the media. The death of any individual is horrible and tragic, but the use of those deaths to fulfill political agendas is beyond immoral. As of the 5th of April, 18 Palestinians have been killed, 11 of which were confirmed known terrorists. No one should have been killed because no one should have been there. It is yet another example of how Hamas uses the Palestinians living in Gaza as human shields and pawns in their attacks against Israel. Who in their right minds forces women and children to be in the same vicinity as rocket launchers, Molotov cocktails, burning tires, and gunfire aimed at Israeli soldiers? Hamas knows exactly what happens when you shoot at soldiers on the border, and that is exactly what they are betting on. They want the casualties to rise in order to sell their narratives to the world. Context is key, and Hamas thinks it can get away with using its population to create statistics that hurt Israel in the media. Every country has a moral obligation to protect its citizens, and Israel is no exception. If you support justice for Palestinians and want an end to this conflict, you must condemn Hamas for its human rights violations and the use of innocent Palestinians' lives to attack Israel. It is time to free Palestinians from Hamas and to achieve and ensure true justice for all sides involved in this conflict. Activate yourself and stand up against the violent riots on the Gaza border. I'm Rudy Rockman, and you're watching JTV.
To stay up to date with the latest JTV content, if you're on YouTube, click subscribe below the video and the alarm bell. And if you're on Facebook, click the like button, and under following, click see first.